All right, we are back from the break, and the party was having some discussions about what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thought was that we could send the Octane Arcade and one of us along with them. And the thought is maybe either Lafdul or Leva.
Finno, would you have something against that?
No.
So it could be Finno, Lafdul, or whatever.
I
Yeah.
get back, I hear my name mentioned.
Well, we were
You were
saying...
volunteered
Yeah.
to be sacrificed
You've
for Dragon Meal.
No.
Yeah.
What we were...
Just because I got
what we were
regeneration.
what we were saying was we could send the Octave Arcade and then send one of us, either Leva, Lafdul, or Finnel, to go with them to help with the negotiations.
Oh, great. So that PC is doing all the negotiation, basically.
And my thought
Yeah,
was
that's what would happen.
Lafdul because he tends to be the most clever of us.
Lafdul doesn't have a really good
No, you're
track
upselling me.
record on a
He
on
tends to
a-
be the most clever
negotiations.
and savvy of us when it
I-
comes to this.
Ockar,
So
Lafdul-
real fast. If you send one of the members of the party, then yeah, that member of the party is going to be doing the negotiation, not the NPCs. The NPCs will be there for cover, but because you guys are the players, you'd be doing the heavy lifting.
Yes, but I also imagine the Lafdul has some decent charisma.
It is, but...
But-
honest, I'm a
What's against taking more than one guy?
Well, so
I'm a bit tired
here's
of doing that for one.
Hang on.
and that's the other thing is don't volunteer. You know, if someone doesn't want to do it, then
Sorry.
they shouldn't do it. No, I mean, it's one thing to say I think that so and so might be good at it. It's another thing to say we should send so and so, just as a
Right,
side note.
sorry.
No,
I
mean,
think-
I could
I think
do it. It's
I think
just-
Lafdul would be good for it.
but
Maybe
here's
sitting two people would be best too.
here's the other thing.
that's
Here's the
getting
other thing. I mean, number one, yeah, it is splitting the party, which just gets to be a little bit of a pain over long periods of time in the game, because that's what it would be multiple in-game days. To the players in question would be doing the negotiation rather than the NPCs. In such a situation, then I would be very strict. If someone else speaks up who's not there, I'm going to be like, no, you're not there. You cannot make any suggestions.
Fine then.
So if you want some of your party members to do that, my personal recommendation as Dungeon Master would be for you guys to all do it. Because then you all are going to be there. You will all have a say. It'll be much more interesting, I think, because number one, you're all going to be there, and there isn't going to be a period of time where half of you guys have to shut up, and the other half are doing something, and then again, flipping back, the other half is doing something, and the other half is shutting up. So,
You know what then? Sure. Let's do it. Let's have the company to Broken Sword take care of the dragon.
What
Okay.
is the problem that you
So,
or Solas would have in going?
The main
well,
problem is us being able to be entire.
You need to keep to your word, basically.
We would either try to keep to our word as lawful good, or we might have personality conflicts with the dragon itself and might accidentally start a fight in the actual negotiations if we're not careful.
also Solas is not keen on being too close to a creature that looks Solas like a tasty little morsel.
That's not really my problem.
Okay.
That
That's
happens with
Solas's
every
problem.
mage.
My thoughts are this. I'm guessing that if we head towards this place and we've got a week to go there, we'd pretty much be traveling in the same direction to get to another dragon, whoever that is, and the place where Red Njord's other ship meets them. So we could split at some point when we've gone most of the way there, and have the Star Knights and our giant guides set up an observation post while us and Octave Arcane go off to find the dragon and make a deal with the dragon. Or what what we're pretty much saying is we're going to go to that dragon and say, we want to attack this place. We hear there's a dragon there. You can have their territory. We want to be able to deal with the people.
Oh, if our entire group is going, I don't think we need to take the Octane or our cave with us.
It'll be more
That's
of a
up to-
case of,
That's
hey, if we help you kill this dragon, can you help? Well, hang on. I already
We
found
just
the
wanted-
first opening sentence.
We just
Can
Can
wanted
you
to
help
deal
us
with the
kill this?
dragon.
Can you
I
help
think-
us kill this dragon and you claim the territory?
yeah. We
Essentially,
want
but-
we want access to the site. We're off-worlders. We want access to the site, and then we'll be gone. And it's up to you what you do with the territory.
Also,
and
we
what
also
about the treasury?
Yeah, he's going to claim the treasure as his own. It's my territory.
That's it. Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing about bargaining.
Dragons.
That's
Yeah.
the thing about bargains. We have to haggle to get to a satisfactory solution.
let's not have Lafdul do the bargaining. He has a terrible track record in Greensphere.
Oh, hang on. Someone handed over a bag of holding.
He's
Okay.
probably
Free.
starting with the offering the whole treasury so that he can haggle it down.
Here's a quick question. There were some of us that didn't fancy the idea of negotiating with a dragon, and some that did. Yeah, like I don't particularly like the idea of negotiating with a dragon because I don't like the idea of giving up the treasure.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
So it's playing greed. For you, it's
well,
playing greed.
No,
It's not greed. We got
it's
costs.
not. It's not so much greed.
We need to be able to pay our crew. We need to be able
Yeah.
to supply the ship.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
not gonna.
We're
and we already
splitting this
have.
33%. Is what
Yeah.
we're getting amongst
Yeah.
all of our crew and us.
Yeah,
Which is
we need
not
to.
going to be that much.
We need as much as we can get to help make sure that we are paying back all the people that are helping us even succeed at this.
But that aside, can I quickly come to my thoughts, which is there are some of us that don't want to negotiate with the dragon. I think those people can go there as support. We will stay. We will be there, and we won't speak up unless we need to speak up, and we can be there if a fight breaks out. Yeah, the people who are interested in this idea can be the people that go forward to talk to the dragon. So, how many of us are actually interested in this idea of negotiating with the dragon?
Yeah.
I'm not against it, but I'm not for it, more so.
Right.
All right, who's
So-
for
so
it?
far-
I've got Leva.
So far, Lever's for it. Finn?
I'm not inclined to trust a dragon to keep his word.
Yeah.
Finn,
uh,
give me an intelligence check, please.
An out of game intelligence check?
No, this is an in-game thing.
We're not live, are we?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah,
Wait,
we've
we
been.
are?
Yeah, you were late. You were late coming back.
For a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, we're
I thought
we're
this was
playing
a little bit
D&D. We're
So,
actually playing D&D.
I just, as you said that, I unpaused the thing.
So, Finn, you know that
I'll still say
some dragons are. I mean, obviously, chromatic dragons are all evil, and that's going to color a lot of things. But some of them are much more inclined to keep bargains than others, and just like any creature of significant power and stuff like that, if it gets what it wants, it'll be happy. Now, if it gets what it wants, it may want you all too.
Yeah.
You may not know that one way or the other, but just not being sure that something will keep its word, some of them definitely will. And that's including the evil ones. Not exactly, not to say that they're honorable by any means, but they're not all lying schemers and stuff like that.
Mm.
It may depend on the type of dragon that you go to try and find.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still,
the
it's a
Lego
risk.
dragon is
Yeah,
a
oh, yeah.
lying schemer.
I mean, but also like in terms of a risk, you know, what are the risks involved in doing this? What are the risks involved in not doing that? You know, it may be worth considering that. You know, weighing those. And I'm not directing this just to you. I'm directing it at everyone.
Yeah. So basically, the risk is that we end up fighting 2 dragons. But if one dragon tries to kill the other dragon, then the dragon will probably fight that dragon, and we'll probably end up fighting the dragon that's left. As you know, worst case scenario is 2 dragons fight each other, and one dragon fights us afterwards. So it will be slightly weakened.
If we are going to be asking some dragon to help us, it's going to be younger dragon, which means we have to fight the older dragon with it, and after that it might betray us when we've already bit weakened from the fight against the older dragon.
But do we have to negotiate with it in that way? So here is a for example, right? If we can get a dragon to hear us out without instantly killing us, and it's probably going to be Leva saying this because she seems the one most interested in this option. We don't need to say we want you to team up with us to fight a dragon. We can say we're going to take on a dragon. Yeah, we're going to take on some people that are in the area there where there's a dragon. Yeah. We think that the dragon that's there will have a fight with us. This is your chance to coordinate with us, and if you want to take the territory of that dragon, this is your chance to be able to defeat that dragon, which would mean that you own both territories.
Also, Leva is not just saying that for nothing. I mean, she has done how can I say, not trading, she has done translating and everything for her master for years and years and years, and she knows that even thoroughly evil people like the illicit and stuff will keep to their word if you find an agreement that they like, and if they see that it will be to their disadvantage to not keep to it.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the dragon turning around attacking us after we defeated the other dragon. Well, don't forget that dragon will be weaker too after it battled the other dragon.
Yeah.
So it's not just it turning around to us, it will also think about us turning on it, because it will look at you like Solas and Ockar, and it will think, oh Jesus, are they going to keep to any agreement with me?
Yeah. Well,
to be negotiating with the dragon, we can't take the giant guides at least to near the area where the fight is happening, since we would not, at least Solas would, and I think Ockar would not abide by us breaking the aggression with our giant guides fighting with the dragon.
Yeah. If it came down to the giants or the dragons, I would side with the giants.
Since at least Solas would have to keep the word agreement he has done with the dragon.
Okay, right. So
no backstabbing, since Solas is lawful.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, we don't necessarily need to make that sort of agreement. It depends on what sort of thing Leva can negotiate.
Yeah, but the giants and the dragons are, like Sully said, if the dragon sees the giants, negotiations are off.
Yes, so
we can't take the giants then.
Yes, well no, that's not true. I already said we would split up. When we go out there, we would split up, and we would have the giants and the Star Knights.
But we would not be able to take giants with us to.
Yes. Okay.
The pirate base.
Okay.
Or near the dragon's lair.
Or keep in mind the giants are intelligent creatures. Maybe you can negotiate or argue with them in favor of something that they, doing something that they wouldn't normally do, not attack the dragons.
Non-aggression. As long as it's mutual, then they'll leave it to their own.
we might be able to get the giants to not fight the dragon at that particular time. The other thing is that in the worst case scenario that we don't go in with the giants could get us and the Star Knights and Octave Arcane to the area, and if we find that we can only negotiate a treaty with that dragon that means it would fight the giants, we could let them release them from our agreement at that time and they could head back on their own. It doesn't stop us from using the giants to get through the dangerous territory on our week-long journey.
He didn't say that we wouldn't be able to take them part of the way, but we would not be able to take them to the finish line.
That depends. That depends entirely on what agreement Lever says to the dragon. So you might not make any sort of agreement.
How about we sell it to the giants? I mean, after all, we no matter what, if we come into an agreement with the dragon and the dragon goes and helps us with the other dragon, then even if the giants want to fight this dragon afterwards, they only have to fight one dragon instead of two.
Yeah.
Again, if the giants are with us, then Solas would think that the giants are included in the deal, so we have we would be basically breaking the deal with the dragon.
You don't know what Lever's going to say to the dragon, so
our agreement won't go past getting the territory. I mean, what happens afterwards is not on our. Has nothing to do with us.
Wouldn't the worst case scenario be if the dragon decides to make a deal with the other dragon and they decide and they both decide to come after us?
Yes.
Yeah.
That will be the worst case scenario. Yeah.
And that would
So
be a
then
risk
might
that
just
you'd have
follow
to,
with the pirates.
and that would be a risk you'd have to take.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if Lever is the one that wants to go do the speaking.
That's not what she said. She just said that she thinks that getting an agreement with the dragon would be good.
All right.
And
well, what I'm saying is, you're the person that thinks you're the person that's more with this idea than anyone else. So, you, as the person who's bought into this idea the most, might be the best person to sell it to the dragon. And if you don't say anything to that dragon that constitutes a promise, then we haven't made a promise, and we're not breaking a promise.
You do realize that's not going to be possible. We will have to. You are assuming that the dragon will just say, "Yes, I help you," out of the goodness of his heart. These agreements, both parties normally have to do some compromise, and they have to agree on certain things, and both parties have to keep to that. That may not be a promise like an oath. Yes, we will, under God, do this or that, but it will be yes if we do this and you do that, and then the result is this, and you can have that. Then everybody will assume that we keep to that, and if we don't, then we break it.
I fully understand that we might have to do that, and if we make a promise, there's people here that don't want to make a promise, don't want to break a promise. Yeah, I don't particularly like breaking promises.
Well,
then we have
to decide whether we want to go and talk to the dragon. If nobody's if we're not allowed to make a promise to the dragon, then there's no point in going there. Full stop.
Yeah, let's.
Well, hang on. That's
wait.
not...
Let's just determine how many of us in the actual group want to even do this dragon idea, instead of just standing here debating it for another hour and a half.
I wasn't going to debate it. What I was going to say is there's a couple of things that we're assuming as a fact, right? We're assuming that we will be forced to make a deal, and then we can't use the giants. So if we make a deal with the dragon where it says I will do this, we could say we have some giant guides. If the dragon doesn't want to have the giant guides around, at that stage we can ask the giant guides to leave off. We can also talk to the giants and see if the giants will agree not to attack the dragon at this time, the dragon that's helping us. Yeah? And we can see whether they will agree to that or if they're uncomfortable. So what I'm saying is, based on what actually happens when we talk to the dragon, if we talk to the dragon, we can then make our decision on where we're going to go from there. So we can do some chatting to the giants before we go, and we could split up, and the others will be our observation posts, and they can see if they can see anything happening. And
I don't think it's a wise idea to even meet the dragon unless we know for certain we're going to make a deal or not. Because I feel like if we inform the dragon at all about our plan but don't come to an agreement, it'll come to a plan of its own.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is we don't know what the giant's going to say when it tries to negotiate with us. So we can't come to a conclusion as to what we're going to do until the giant talks to us. The giant might say, I'm not interested.
You mean the dragon?
Yeah, sorry, the dragon might say, the dragon might say, I'm not interested in taking on that other dragon. It's too dangerous. But I'll be happy to come along after you've gone and take its territory. Good luck. I'll agree not to kill any of you. Off you go. It might say that. That might be the end of the conversation.
Or it might say, oh, you look yummy. I'm going to eat you.
Lots of coins for me.
Well, it might say that. It might say that, but...
That's why we sort of talked about in the beginning.
Real fast.
We wanted all of us to go.
Real fast.
And now all of a sudden it looks like we don't.
I just, like, don't get hung up on all the possibilities. You can never anticipate all the possibilities. You can never, actually weigh all the possibilities. You don't know how likely all the possibilities are. Set up your goals. Have some contingencies.
Yeah.
Again, maybe the dragon will take a lesser deal. Maybe you'll have to fight the dragon. But those are possibilities that you have to take into account. But don't get so hung up on all the possibilities and all the things you do and don't know about these sorts of things. Sometimes you just need to do a thing.
Yeah, unless we decide we don't want to do it.
Also, like Ockar said, before we talk too long, which we already have, we should just take into account how many of us actually want to go there and do it. Which Solas isn't so keen on.
All right, so not keen on that doesn't really actually help. Like, not keen to me as a dungeon master says, I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. But so let's do this. Braxon, yes or no?
Can you come back to me?
No.
Yes.
All right. Solas, yes or no? Solas?
I said no.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Ockar?
No.
Finn?
No.
Leva?
Yes.
Lafdul?
I get the feeling I'm a deciding one here.
Actually,
like
you can either decide it or tie it.
Yes.
That's the options here at this point.
If you tie it, we
My
go to
gut feeling says no. I'm gonna go with no.
All right.
Okay.
Right. So we're not going to do it.
Okay. Oh, now you don't need to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's get prepared to assault the base with the giants and our crews then.
What is our plan instead? What happens if two dragons come to us and attack?
We only had to worry about the one dragon because we didn't even drop any hints towards the other one what's going on.
We tried to impromptu convince it to ally with us.
Yeah. We might, if we stumble into a dragon that's not the dragon that has the territory, we'll do an emergency negotiation with it.
we'll just say,
Yeah,
well, we're
Dragons are quite
they're
territorial.
opportunists. They'll see an
al-
opportunity.
Also, dragons are quite territorial. So if we would encounter one during the fight with the otter, it would mean that the otter has come to fight the dragon.
Look, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, let's work with what we are currently planning on working with.
Yeah. Well,
So,
the
what
thing
do
is,
you mean we cross that bridge? So we go off and we play on impromptu instead of doing something that we could plan. Is that correct?
So, yeah, actually, a lot of times, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Sometimes you got to be flexible. But again, like,
Flexibility is
what's the likelihood of there being 2 dragons there? You know.
I mean, what was the odds of fighting 2 of those creatures on?
From what I can tell,
But
go on.
like I said, dragons are very territorial. So if we encounter another dragon, it's most likely there to attack the older dragon trying to take his territory.
Yeah, but from what I can tell, we're going to spend a week going from the second giant camp to the place we're looking for. So while we're spending that week crossing the land, we might be crossing through the territory of a different dragon that is adjacent to the one we want to go for. So if that happens, if we stumble into a dragon, that is a time where we would have to either propose a negotiation on the spot and go down this plan that we've rejected to see if we can get anything useful out of it, or we would end up having a fight anyway because it would see the giants and the fight would just start. It'd be out of our hands then, or it would decide it wants to kill us anyway, and it'd be out of our hands then. But that will be the time, if we stumble into a dragon en route, that we'll have to do this thing that we've decided we don't want to pursue.
Well, for now, we've already decided that we don't want to actively pursue it, so we're going to work towards not actively pursuing it, and let's work with what we have.
Yeah, but if we stumble onto a dragon,
if we stumble onto it, we understand what we're gonna do. We got over it like 3 times in a row now.
We just have to deal with it.
On the dragon, how the dragon acts if we stumble upon it.
We'll handle it based on what happens. We can't plan for something that we don't even know is going to happen in the first place. We have to just kind of wing it. We have to go with how the situation goes. We have to be flexible. We may never even run into a dragon, so
don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll worry about it when it happens. Let's get going.
What? This is very much Lafdul's day-to-day life. It's like, you can't plan for anything. You just got to wing it.
Yeah. So, we're settled. We know what we're doing. Now let's get to work.
Yeah, let's go.
What are we doing?
Well, we're planning on heading back to the giant village with our group and get ready to start hiking out for the pirate base.
Well, we never figured out how we were getting to the second base. I think that was our last hang-up.
No, it was to go down the canoes, and we might need to have a couple of trips.
Well, yeah, that was it.
Well, okay, so yeah, let's now decide how do you want to go down to Sully's village and take some canoes up, or do you want to just take one of the smaller ships down to the smaller village?
I'm thinking that we'll drop by Sully's village and get the guides there. You know, he offered us like experienced guides, and they're also good warriors, and have them join us. And then we'll head to the smaller village and then head out from there.
I'll say, hold on. I'll say that I'd be okay with retconning. If you decide that you want to go to the smaller village, then you telling them that you were going to start with the smaller village, and so that they'll just be there waiting. I'm fine. I'm fine either way.
We'll do that then. That saves time.
Yeah.
Does the ship have enough space for the payment of the base camp services?
Yeah. For the
well, it depends on what ship you want to take down.
Yeah.
Unworked metals and such.
I was thinking we could
Since originally we talked about
Right. It depends on which
leaving them. Yeah.
It depends on
I
which ship you want
do
to
you
take
think
down.
do you think we can get away with taking the shuttle down?
All
No,
told
we're
us.
going on a dragonfly.
Oh yeah.
Hang on. All told us the hilt would fit. Right. If we go down on the hilt and we send it back up into wild space, we have all 3 ships up in space intact.
Yeah.
So that if Red Njord comes along, there'll be the people left from the Star Knights, the people left from Octave Arcane, and our officers, and they might stand a chance at fighting them off. The other thing is, do we want to try to... Well, I suppose we could send a signal up. When we get to an observation point, we could send a signal up if we want them to come down and assist in an attack.
And
it takes
it would be 2, maybe 3 if you use the shuttle. Good ships against their 1, so they'd have the numbers advantage.
Yeah. Well, if we were going to have ships come down and attack, we could have our main ship come down. It wouldn't be able to land, but it will be able to come down and hover with the other 2 ships if we chose to do that.
Yeah.
Which would mean we could get plenty of weapons there in the area if we chose to do that, rather than just do a ground sack on its own.
And if we're lucky enough to commandeer their eel ship, if it hasn't left yet, we could use that to ambush them while they're in the middle of fighting the other 2 ships if it comes down to it.
Yeah, if they leave the eel ship there and we get in, we could just steal the eel ship and leave.
But,
and then we can find out whether it's got a device on board that makes it invisible.
And we'll use that if we actually get the opportunity to, but it's a fun idea. In the meantime, I think we have an idea of how we're going to at least start this. So, do we want to go ahead with it?
Yeah. How about we go down on the hill, and then we can take down the supplies we're gonna.
That sounds good to me.
Okay. And you can fit the supplies. You can fit everyone on board that. And you'd want it to go back up afterwards, correct?
Yeah. To join back up with the blade.
Okay. The Octave Arcane arrived in like late afternoon equivalent time. So you've had this time to discuss with them and stuff like that. You'll get some rest and go down in the morning. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Everyone has a chance to get their spells. Okay.
Yeah, and again we can have dinner with them and give them the tour of the ship and all that.
Yeah.
At the start of the next day, when we go down, I will cast Unfailing Endurance again to the whole group.
Okay. Real fast. Did you want Dante and Amon to stay on their dragonfly, or did you want them to come down as well?
I think it's best for them to stay on the dragonfly to help coordinate things.
Okay.
Someone experienced needs to organize the ships.
Yeah. Well, we'll handle the ground force.
Okay. They will need at least 5. They'll ask for your dwarven marines to serve on their ship for the time being. Then.
Mm-hmm.
They will all as a group. The NPCs will also recommend you guys having at least one sending, because you'll need to kind of give a go message to your ships. And so that they can then position themselves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any anything that you want to tell them to do or anything like that while you're gone? Like, are there any orders that you're giving your ship, or that you want to have staying with the hammer ship or the dragonfly?
Oh. We didn't mention to the Octave Arcane that the eel ship has the potential to become invisible.
That's true.
Yeah,
that would have come up. I think
Yeah, we would have mentioned that while we were discussing
If
plans.
they
Yeah.
have anything about that.
Now we've got 3 ships. Do we want to try and blockade
Yeah, actually, hold on a second.
this part of wild space?
Just a second. It's a good point whether they would know anything about this, and I'm checking.
They're
Yeah,
more
Priasant
adventurous
would
than us.
say that she would say, yes, I think I have heard of such helms. They're quite rare. I know that the elves have at least a few. I don't know of any elves here, but I've heard of elves with such helms that can make their ships go invisible.
Have I heard of any of this? I don't work
No,
in the military.
you don't work with the military, and they're
Funny, I had a
they're
way to
not
contact
widely
my brother.
known. They're not widely known, and
Yeah.
Nemariel
Oh,
will also
They-
say that now that
They
it's
might
come
steal
up,
this shit.
she does vaguely recall that she's never served on a ship or seen a ship with one of those devices.
there was. We know that the pirates have recently come across elven trophies, so to speak, from Imperial soldiers. So one was assumed that they've recently captured this helm.
Well, I mean, you also know that the elves were after them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
So did we agree on who, once we captured them, who we're going to take them to? Was it going to be to the Elven Navy?
You just send a missive, and they can send a representative to wherever we held justice.
Okay.
We'll wait in for a trial date, so to speak.
Yeah, we'll probably be going back to Rerox. I
Probably
think some
Rerox.
ships from there have been attacked, so
Okay.
that's assuming your cousin lives.
Well, we're going to try, man.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but if
I'm gonna make sure that our 2 groups with us know that we're trying to make sure that we take the captain alive so that he can face trial, and so
Yeah.
I imagine there's a bigger reward if we also capture them alive as well. So I think that's a good incentive.
Oh, no. The reward is dead or alive.
yeah.
But isn't the reward usually lower for dead?
Not in this case.
Oh,
if
well, in this case, it's a matter of honor and such. I'm saying that we want to capture him alive.
Yeah, the Star Knights
Yeah.
are absolutely behind you on that. The Octave Arcane is kind of like, we'll try to keep him alive if possible.
Braxon says, I will try not to kill him, but if it's a choice between him staying alive and somebody else dying, I will stop somebody else dying. He's a very dangerous man. So if I can knock him out, I'll knock him out. But if I have to do something like chop his head off because he's got a knife at someone's throat, I'll do that.
good luck
Just letting
trying
you
to
know now.
cut
My
his head
my
off before he
first
slit
duty-
the person's throat off.
My first duty is keeping everyone in our group
all
and the
of
other
our-
groups alive. And capturing him alive is secondary to that, as far as I'm concerned. But yes, I'll try and capture him alive. If you want to do something like challenge him to single combat or something and he accepts it, that's up to you.
Well,
You
that
could
was
do.
my idea. That if I were to confront him, I would challenge him.
Yeah.
Could you win?
I
I'm
have-
not underestimating your abilities. I'm just saying, what if he plays dirty?
Yeah. But
I
even
have-
then, you've got to be careful. He could use poison.
They do use poison.
I have confidence in my abilities and in Tyr's guidance of my blade.
Although I could neutralize the poison by using magic on objects that they held, so the weapons at the very least would no longer be poisoned.
But to stay tactically sound, since I imagine they would try to cheat, it would be nice if on the day of the assault I could have some buff assistance. Strengthen Cat's Grace.
You can have some spells to help you.
Yeah, because I imagine he's not going to be strictly honorable.
It's a
about
shame,
this, and it should be tactically sound about it. On my case, you know.
It's a shame Solas doesn't know champion strength yet. That would be good. It's 5th level.
Yes, I plan to challenge him if I get the chance.
Okay, so again, any particular orders that you want to leave with the ships? I assume that you're going to send them ascending when you want them to do something. What exactly do you want them to do in that case? Or do you want to like give them a couple different things that they can do based on what you say in ascending?
Let's agree on several plans so that Lever can send a message so that it's plan A, plan B, plan C, whatever, and we've given fairly complex instructions for them.
Well, and like, I don't expect you as a player to give the complex instructions. It's more along the lines of, do you want stationary blockade? Do you want them to come down and offload Marines and sailors to help fight? You know, like that be plan B, plan A is blockade, plan C is blah blah blah, plan D is blah 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 blah. Where you're basically just, you know, it. Some of this is going to be background. I'm not going to be keeping close track on hull points and stuff like that of what's going on. If you're in a melee situation where you're fighting individuals, it's going to be background. But I will want to know what you want them to be doing.
I think we now have enough ships now to possibly blockade this site from above the atmosphere, which should lower the risk of dragons. So that if they see any ships, if they see the ill ship taking off or Red Njord's ship taking off, they can try to turn it back. And so one option would be blockading.
Do you want them to go blockade now, or is that something that's going to be plan A? Blockade above the atmosphere?
Well, I think that's something we need to have a vote on, whether they blockade now or blockade after we've gone down.
I say we blockade after a couple of days.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because if we do it now, there's a chance they see our ship.
Yeah, and if they see our ships and we haven't got in position yet, then they have
if they flee,
a chance to send a message down that something's about to happen because there's a blockade.
Okay, then it should be that you do ascending and say go blockade now, because you don't want to say blockade in X number of days and it turns out that it actually takes you longer to do your things that you need to. And so they're blockading earlier. Okay, so plan A is blockade from orbit.
Plan B, I think, would be to come down and engage the dragon if it flies out with the ship's weapons, and the three ships try and coordinate so that they can keep the dragon busy while we're fighting things.
Sounds like a good plan.
Basically try and use fields of fire to protect each other. I think our ship would need to take the brunt because we've got more weapons.
So plan B, engage with the dragon from the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the odds of a dragon taking on 3 ships at once?
Well, that will be if the dragon starts flying around and harassing us.
Would a dragon actually attack 3 ships? Because that's pretty dangerous to a dragon.
No, that's not. That's not where this would happen. What would happen is if we hang on, just let me finish. If we try to attack the base and the dragon tries to attack us, that will be a situation. If we thought that was likely to happen, we could get the 3 ships to come down and they would be covering us, so that if the dragon comes out, it'll be attacked by 3 ships. So then it won't be able to fly into the sky, or if it flies into the sky, it gets attacked by 3 ships. That would, either way, that would neutralize the threat of the dragon flying over us and breathing fire on us. Yeah, go on.
So I was just about to say that we most likely want to engage the dragon before we engage the base.
Yeah.
Because if we fight it before we engage the base, one, we don't have to fight both of the dragon and the pirates at the same time, and second, we would be most likely fighting in such terrain that it would not be able to fly so much.
That's true, but whether we're able to do that depends on where the dragon is.
Right, so it's like
and where we are. So we have this as a strategy to send Lever sends this message to our crew. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, like you send implement plan B, and that means they come down and engage the dragon in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think plan C will be to come down and drop off additional fighters. So of the 3 ships, I think the Star Knight ship is the only one that probably can land, because it can land on the ground, or we can find out if there's water nearby. So we could maybe have one thing where we want to get a lot of our fighting crew on the Star Knight ship. The other 2 ships come down and protect it, and people bail out.
Again, like you don't need to detail this. If Plan C is drop off additional warriors, then at the time of it, like you as your characters will be giving direction. Say, okay, so we'll say that we'll let you know if there's water. We'll let you know if you have to drop down ladders and the people have to climb down. We'll let you know blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Plan C is just drop off additional warriors.
Yeah, and then we also need a plan, a hasty exit plan for if things start going wrong and we need to get off world.
All right, so Plan D is evacuation.
Yeah. Anyone think of anything else we might want to do?
I would like to suggest maybe being able to call in an airstrike on the base from the ship's weapons.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's definitely.
So Plan E is attack base from air.
We need to remember that sending is 1 turn casting time, so.
Yes.
And it's 80 minutes to come down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it would be 1.5 hours before anything with the ships happen.
Hey, Lever.
Right, but a lot of this is you'll get in, you'll examine the area, and then you'll say, all right, send them plan whatever, and then we'll get going.
Just to remind that don't plan on it being okay now in the middle of fight. Send the message.
Right.
No, I know. What I mean is, I was planning that we would create a forward command base where we would try to make observations, and then we would make an assessment from there. So where people are saying it's better if we can meet the dragon elsewhere, if we get to a situation where we can see that the dragon leaves every day and it goes to a lake and it bathes in the lake or something, we can then say we're going to do an ambush on the dragon at the lake or something like that. And then we would ask Lever to send a spell, and we would work out what time and stuff. The other thing with these plans is we might be able to send 2 plans at the same time. So we could say attack the dragon, and if you defeat the dragon, attack the base.
Yeah, and like I'm fine with there being some fudging when we come to it on the details. So, Lafdul, you wanted to ask something?
Is whether or not she could has a hasty exit plan, as whether or not she could teleport us to the ship, since she's now learned the spell.
All of them.
No, just our group, pretty much, because it's a weight limit.
Yeah, all of us. So she can carry 250 pounds.
There's a variation in your level as well. Oh, that's.
She can carry between 250 pounds or 250 pounds plus 5 times 150. That's the variation. But neither one will go for all of the whole group. Unless you use a lot of weight between now and then.
Well, I can take a spell that reduces his weight. Would that allow more stuff to be teleported if it's lighter?
Yes.
All right, then I will take a spell that can lighten our equipment just before you teleport, which would reduce everyone's weight by half.
Is that
their carried weight.
That's not enough.
It might not be enough, and you do have level variation to take into account. But that does mean that if that's going to be implemented, then everyone does need to know how much their equipment weighs.
But you have to be aware that if Leva takes teleport, then she can't do sending.
Right. So you'd have
to. Can only have 1 sending plus 1 teleport, or 2 teleports and no sending. but it's the same range, same level.
Yeah, I would say the thing with the teleport option would be if we get into trouble and we're going to try using teleport, then it will be if some people are critically injured, then including the two groups assisting us, we could get Leva to teleport away with injured people to our ship, and then the rest of us, then she won't need to use ascending because she's sending herself. The rest of us agree that we're going to flee to a certain place, and that she can bring the ship down to try and rescue the rest of us. So then it's like she can get to the ship, and then in 80 minutes' time, they can come down and try and rescue the rest of us.
Yeah, that works as an impromptu sending, so
yeah,
or alternate sending, so to speak.
Yes. On the other hand, I mean, if she uses teleport, she wants to teleport to our own ship, so that doesn't mean anything for the others.
No, but if there were
So if she wanted to send a message to the others, then she can't do that.
No, the ships
we have people that can send signals from ship to ship.
All right.
Sounds silly, but it's when she teleports to a known location, so to speak. Doesn't matter if the ship moves; she's teleporting to a fixed object, so to speak. Despite where it is.
The ship is functionally a fixed object. Yes.
Yeah, so she.
It's also very familiar.
Yeah, the ship is very familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
1% failure.
There's a chance of missing.
Was it 2?
There's a chance. What happens if she's low on the ship? If she's sort of
depends on how low.
On the gravity well.
Yeah, it depends. You'll probably fall up to the gravity plane depending on how low you are.
Yeah, try not to appear in the middle of a deck. That might be a bit painful. But
so she would, let's see, above the ground, below.
Does it say what distance?
It does say what distance. Yeah.
Means any low result means the instant death of the wizard if the area into which he teleports is solid.
Yep.
Yeah. But you might appear on the next deck down.
That's why if you do it on a ship,
a wizard cannot teleport to an area of empty space. A substantial surface must be there, whether a wooden floor, a stone floor, natural ground, etc.
That's
you can't teleport into the air. Basically.
Right. That is specifically to prevent you from setting up like a giant net and teleporting above it, so that it doesn't matter where you teleport, you'll fall down to the net and it'll catch you and you'll be safe. that is specifically why that is there.
I thought that's what wizard towers were for, Ald.
Well, no, right.
I thought wizard towers just had a net in the bottom floor and a big hole.
No. It's wizard towers are built that way so that you teleport. If you're a little bit high, you're just up a few floors or you're down a few floors. That's the point of wizard towers.
Right.
Yeah.
What it does say, however, is areas of strong physical or magical energies may make teleportation more hazardous or even impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Is our ship strong physical or magical energy?
No, that's just so that a dungeon master can say, well, no, you can't teleport into the MacGuffin area because I need you to walk into the MacGuffin area so that things happen.
They invented spells for that later on, dimensional lock and stuff to keep people from doing that.
Yeah, but it's I mean, there are spells like that in second edition too, but the point is that it's a catch-all.
Yeah.
So again, like you have that as a potential plan. Whether you want to take that spell on the day of, you can wait and see. But
it has like 100. It's got like millions of uses, even if we don't use it for that.
Yeah.
If question on that, if we walk into that area and she has to teleport out, will she have then seen the area once, or seen casually by that time?
If you go into the base and then teleport out, that would be seen once, unless you do you use some magic beforehand, like some scrying magic or.
Speaking of, do either of the other spellcasters know any scrying magic? Because I don't think that's something we know, but they might.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Leva has clairvoyance. That's scrying magic.
Both
Yes.
clairvoyance and clairaudience.
He means the actual
Oh,
scry
clairaudience.
spell.
I don't think there is actual.
There's a
scrying
bunch of
spell.
spells. There's a bunch of spells.
But there
Like
one
we have
specifically
potion.
called scry.
We have a potion of clairvoyance. I think it is a potion of clairvoyance.
I don't think you have. I don't believe there is a spell just called scrying.
There is a scry, but it's a Wujian spell. It's third level.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's rare. Like, scrying is a category of magic. It's not a specific spell.
Mm.
So some of them have access to some of those spells, whether they will be taking them or not. Don't count on their spells. We'll put it that way. They'll use their spells.
I would
as appropriate,
inform them that there are lots of poisonous creatures that are lethally poisonous. So if you have magics to prevent poison, you might want to take them. I'm just telling them, the group.
Solas?
They'll keep that in mind.
I have this scroll here with clairaudience if you're interested.
I have that spell on my book.
Oh, okay. I have clairvoyance, but I haven't actually taken it.
I have both clairaudience and clairvoyance in my book.
Okay.
Solas the peeping Tom, Lafdul comments.
Solas gives a really angry glare at Lafdul.
I mean, why else would you want those spells? That's what I would do.
All right. So any other
I'm not even hiding it.
any other plans that you want to give to the ships? Nope. Okay.
I think I've covered everything I was interested in.
All
right. Is there any chance that we might want someone to go to Sully's village or anything? We're not likely to.
Should probably introduce ourselves.
Yeah, but we're not likely to want to recruit more giants to fight the dragon, are we?
They're not going to give you any more.
Okay, cool. Silly question, but
Suggestion on them.
Silly question, but bombardment from the sky is there any point in getting like rocks and stuff and just chucking them over the side?
Not really. I mean, like
So
that would essentially be more of just cause havoc, cause confusion, as opposed to try to actually destroy specific things.
That probably hit us anyway.
Yeah, there's a chance it might.
Yeah. It's just we don't know what we're going to get, and if there was a small camp, we might want to set lights.
Yeah, it would be funny. If Braxon comes up with a side out, use bombardment. Braxon's the only one that gets hit. It's a great idea.
Well, my reason for suggesting that is if we get there and find that they've built up heavily fortified walls, a few catapult shots might help to put holes in those that we can go through.
We got a resident sapper with us. I looked to Solas. He could probably come up with an idea of how to break down a wall.
Can't we just send a rabbit under the wall?
All of that.
And the distance the rabbit would have to burrow would take quite a long time if we wanted to do it in secret.
Can it do hard terrain? Like rock?
Can you do what?
Can you dig through rock? Solid rock. Not like
You'd have
built-up rock,
to
just
try
general
it. You'd
rock.
have to try it.
Yeah.
You don't know whether it can or not.
I have studied about the dig spell since we have it in our books, but
but
it's not the exact same.
Right. It doesn't literally do the dig spell. It's just that the effects are similar to it. It might be able to dig through stone. It might not.
How often you can use that?
Once a day, I think I tested it.
We didn't. We didn't figure out if it was more sooner than that.
Well,
I think he did. I think he tried to activate it a second time, and it didn't.
Yeah, I tried to activate it second time on the same day, but it didn't activate. And I did activate it on the second day, and it did activate.
That's cool.
And if worse comes to worse, I could probably use soften earth and stone under the wall.
Providing you have that spell, but yeah, we have plans, I suppose.
Okay. You guys ready to go down? You're going to take the hilt down to the smaller village, and then the hilt's going to go back up, correct?
A verification?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. What level? Yes.
Leva still has the symbol in her mind, doesn't she?
From the book, yes.
Okay.
Camping supplies and food rations. People got that written down.
No,
we are getting food rations from the giants.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, that's part of what I negotiated with to pay with that unworked metals last time.
Before we go down, I forgot about lever with this symbol. Would it be worth spending a bit of time before we go down with lever using this symbol to provide some sort of protection to the other ships? What do you think, lever?
I was already. I had already responded to you, but you didn't hear me.
No, I didn't.
I said yes, she could do that. Yes, let's do that. But they have to define what they want to protect against. I mean, just general protection is against what?
Well, I mean, you went with Minotaurs for our ship. What else do we know they have?
How many times can Leva actually use that book per day?
She's not using the book. That's what. It's like she has a constant memorized spell.
Yeah, but doesn't every time you use it from the book have a chance of it using the spell from the book?
I'm not using it from the book.
No, technically you are using it from the book. It's just that you don't have to have the book with you.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have the link with the book.
Yes.
Like, you would know that, but you don't know what happens. Like, you don't know if there's a chance that it takes it out of the book. You've used it a couple times, and it hasn't done anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have she used it on the same day?
How many times on the same day? I don't actually know.
You don't think you
twice.
used it?
I think you've tried to. You can only do it once per day.
Okay.
If you ask Uld very nicely, he might let you retcon it.
In what way?
In that you could have done it with the Star Knights yesterday or the day before, and you could have done it with. No.
Didn't think of it.
We know we're fighting a plasma.
Why should you retcon that? We can. I mean, I can do it today with one and tomorrow with the other.
No, you've already rested. You've already rested. It's the morning that you're going down.
Okay. So
worth a try.
So she's offering to the two ships, and she's telling them that which one of you is actually more vulnerable, let's say.
Yeah,
is there something? Are you going down with a flitter or with a ship that is vulnerable, that we could be protected with a symbol against dragons, for example, or against fire?
Wait, against fire? What? How?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to look.
Hang on. The Star Knight ship can land and pick us up on the ground.
So?
And before we said, don't worry about this, but if you can only protect one ship with the symbol, if the Star Knights land their ship to rescue us all, and some of Red Njord's people come to attack their ship, we know there's a Minotaur that's good fighting. We could prevent it.
We first need to know whether they even want to be protected, and we need to know.
That's
whether
true.
Right. No, don't. Figure out who you'd prefer to put it on, and then I'll let you know whether that's possible or not.
But what I'm saying...
The question is also what would they want, which particular symbol?
It's up to you, you're the one casting.
Yeah, you're the one casting.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the Star Knights are more likely to be able to land to rescue us.
Mm-hmm.
So out of all of ships, including our own ship, an additional symbol would be more likely to help us if we need to retreat, if it was on the Star Knight ship, because it's a dragonfly and it can land.
What I got suggesting, because we know... Yeah, my thing will directly tie into what you're about to ask. If you put a symbol that wards specifically against goblinoids, I think you can do goblinoids.
There's no such thing.
We said
just tell you,
Minotaurs last time.
I have a greater symbol called Death, one called Discord, one called Insanity. The one on our ship, as far as I remember, is Death. Death to all, no, actually not Death, it's Sleep. So creatures within the radius fall into catatonic slumber.
Yeah, but you can.
Stunning. They are stunned if they enter, and the important part is who is going to be affected.
Yeah, you could specify that.
Yes.
Can you do anyone except us and their crew and Octave Arcane?
No.
We don't have any goblinoids between us, and that's a category you can protect against.
Goblinoids. But what happens if the dragon comes closer?
Well, we can't protect against everything, and we know they have goblinoids. They're the most likely ones to get onto a ship and attack us. The symbol would go off against them.
How many Minotaurs did we see when we were on the moon?
I don't know.
Multiple
They
ones.
had.
They've got at least 3 or more.
Yeah, we saw Minotaurs and we saw humans, didn't we? I don't remember goblinoids.
I think I learnt that they had goblinoids.
Okay. Wasn't the other ship was goblinoids? The other ship, the different pirates, was goblinoids. And they were the ones that were making fun of us.
Let me ask something quite different. Is there a way of defining that somebody is a goblinoid, like there was with Minotaur, where you can say 4 legs and this and looks like that, and therefore it's a Minotaur? Can you do the same with goblinoids?
Why not just block the Minotaurs, because we know they've got Minotaurs and it could take out three of their attackers.
Yeah, Minotaurs will work.
Are we certain that those ships we are protecting have no Minotaurs on them?
Yes. Yes. There are no Minotaurs among the Star Knights or the Octave Arcane.
That's where we rescue Minotaur and get slain.
So I'm asking.
As it comes on.
I'm asking our DM. Is there a way of defining Minotaur? Oh no, you're talking Minotaur, so it's okay. I retract my potential question.
But that's why I suggested it, because you've already managed to get that to work.
Yeah.
We don't know. It was never. It wasn't. It's still active.
But that's you already made a decision on protecting your ship against something, and it's
Yes.
There's a reason why you did that. Is
Yes.
what he's
Got
saying.
glyphs of warding on our ship against
So what
evil.
should we do? Stunning or sleeping?
Oh.
I do. Leva would absolutely refuse to do killing. This. She
Sleeping.
would,
Stunning,
however,
so you can tie them up.
be tickled pink by insanity. That would be fun.
If you want to do insanity, then do insanity.
That's like almost worse than death.
Yes.
Doesn't insanity?
Standing or sleep. Let's standing or sleep.
Doesn't
Solas
insanity?
does have a staff that can cure insanity, so at the end of the day we can
It's not permanent insanity.
Doesn't insanity mean they attack random people?
They do anything.
Right,
Whose hit
so
points do not exceed 120, so maybe the dragon would not be.
all right, let's imagine the scenario: the remaining Star Knights and our dwarves and anyone else that is on the ship come down, and a bunch of Minotaurs and a bunch of humans leap on the deck to start attacking people. Would the sleep spell keep them asleep for the duration of the combat, or would they wake up after a few minutes?
They would wait. That they cannot be awakened for 1d12 plus 4 turns.
Right, so that's enough time that it takes them out the combat. That if the people can prevail against the humans that come on board and any goblinoids, they can then tie up the remaining Minotaurs.
The minimum would be 5 turns in that case. That's quite a bit.
But it gives them an edge if they need to come down.
Also, Old.
Mhm.
This is a greater symbol. How long would it take for Leva to carefully engrave it?
Let's see. Doesn't it say?
Let's see. It's a very long thing. Let's see.
You would need to. I think it's based on the attunement.
I think I just found it. Oh no, that's the attuning.
Yeah, I think. Didn't you like attune the crew on your ship? Let's see.
Yes, I did.
Let me see. No, okay, you can set it. So you don't if you're setting it for a group, like you're setting it to be triggered only with minotaurs, you don't need to attune anyone.
Yes.
Attuning is for if you're setting it for humans and there's humans there that you don't want to trigger it, then you can attune it to them. So it's 1 turn.
Oh, okay. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Then.
All right.
No problem unless you wanted to do it for humans. In which case you'd have to exclude us lot. But it's probably easier to do it with the Minotaurs. Then they can keep it if they want.
If Leva would have to attune people, then let's say a small group up to 10 creature takes an hour. Attuning an entire household takes a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's quicker to just do Minotaurs.
Yes.
And if the Star Knights want to keep the symbol, they'd be welcome to.
Yeah, it will just be active for as long as...
Well, they take passengers.
Yeah, so they might not want to keep it, but...
I leave that up
spaces.
to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you fully inform them of it, then they will decide how to handle it afterwards. They can always get rid of it later.
Okay.
With the spell magic.
They can also ask Leva to take it off, because that's the quickest way.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you die.
Leva doesn't die. Come on. No.
Oh, there's some nice black robes over there, Lava. They look really dashing on you.
All right,
no,
so
special business.
Everyone ready to go down? You got your spells changed up?
Yeah, I'm just wondering what to take with me.
Okay.
So I don't want to take much.
It's a new day, so it's Cat's Grace and Strength time again.
Alrighty.
So
who are you casting Strength on?
Didn't Ockar say yesterday that he wanted Strength and Cat's Grace for the potential duel with his cousin?
That's not going to happen today, but...
Yeah, let her...
It's good on the fires.
I'm up for a Strength.
Wait.
He did say that, but that's on a potential duel with on the day that you guys expect to fight.
Yeah,
but we don't. Be about week before we get to that point.
Well, I'm sure he doesn't say no to Strength and Cat's Grace.
Unless we stumbled onto him early.
I think he stepped away.
Yeah.
Oh well, then he
just
has a nice surprise when he comes back.
Just decide who to cast it on.
Yeah, Ockar.
Okay.
I think she's doing them both on Ockar.
Oh,
yeah, I was going to ask Ockar if he wanted to take down Braxon's lantern because he was thinking of leaving it here and leaving as much stuff here as possible. But I guess I can ask him when he's come back from stepping away.
Yeah, you can. That can be retconned.
Has anyone got an idea to tell whether Glitter Tines is empty or not?
They would have to do that better identification.
Yeah, because either I take it with me, and if I blow it, I blow it. I don't mind. Or I leave it.
We've got other resources. Keep it. Keep it here.
All right,
We've got other resources to burn.
We charge it later on, but not if it's empty.
That's what he's taken lightning about recently.
The other question is, you guys that are good at magic, do you think that Aegis Burden would work on a dragon?
I don't see why
not. Yeah.
Right. Okay. No, I'm just thinking how much stuff I can leave.
You're reducing your weight.
I mean, Aegis Burden would certainly be nice against a Minotaur, so...
Yeah, Yeah, of course it would.
Just
Considering how strong they are.
don't just think about fighting dragons.
Against anyone.
Think
That's
about fighting pretty much anything that we might encounter.
I mean, use against Solas. Solas just falls on the floor.
That's true.
Why are you so hostile towards Solas?
So actually, Solas would not get that much weaker compared to where he is right now.
Yeah.
You keep
just
wanting
as
the
a
strength spell, that's why.
Just as a side note, if a creature does not have a strength score, which is most creatures, being affected by that is a -2 to attack and -1 to damage.
Right.
Does it stack?
No.
What? I thought Aegis Burden keeps stacking the more you keep draining its strength.
No, because it sets to a specific strength.
Oh.
But most creatures don't have a strength score.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Also, if it did continue to drain each attack, it would eventually kill the target with the
Yeah,
draining
that's why I thought it was amazing.
No, before Braxon had to keep trying to hit the things, so it didn't recover. And then it was basically Braxon was taking the thing's strength away, and everyone else had a chance to stab it before it got its strength back. Yeah, okay. So I guess it'll be stick him any buttons against any humans, and Aegis Burden against anything big.
I mean, again, even against humans, it's still -2 to hit and -1 to damage.
That's true. It depends how strong they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's like 2 flaming sword hits per round versus taking their strength away. So maybe Aegis Burden would be good against Red Njord. Like if we're trying to take him alive, if Braxon could clobber him with that while Ockar's trying to wrestle him.
I mean, to a certain extent, I think that's going to depend on the situation at hand when you encounter him, so wouldn't worry too much about that right now.
Braxon's gonna ask Ockar, which his answer will have to be retconned. He's gonna ask Ockar if he wants to take down his man catcher to catch Red Njord with. That's what I got it from. That's what it was bought for.
Well, are you going to take it or not? Just make the decision.
I'm not going to take it, but Braxton's going to offer it to Ockar.
All right. All right.
And,
any other big items that you want to think about?
Yeah, we need to distribute those healing potions. I put them on the thing, but no one's marked an interest in them.
I already have healing potion with me, so I don't need one.
Yeah, I don't need the regular ones. I might be interested in the great.
I think the ones that are more likely to go into melee should take the healing
they
potions.
should take them, but I want them to speak up.
Okay, well, I'll take one if no one else is going to take one, but I've also got a lot of potions that Braxon's picked up that I think might need to be offloaded onto other people if they're going to save people. I've got a potion of heroics, whatever that is. Potion of antidote. A potion of antidote should maybe go to Lafdul.
It's good on you, because if I can't get to you, you can drink it.
Alright, yeah, but I can't walk around with 30 potions.
Well, you haven't seen how many potions I've got.
You can, but you don't have 30 potions.
Well,
I've got at least 10 or more.
Potion of corrosive touch.
All right. I would suggest that if you have items that you're going to offer to other people, then we handle that in between episodes, in between sessions during the week, because I don't want to sit here and have everyone go through all their items and say who wants this instead.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. I mean, you're right with us retconning just who got the potions, or by next session.
I mean, either. Well, no, not entirely. Either you're taking them down, or you're giving them to someone else to take down, or you're leaving it behind. That's what it is. And I don't want to really retcon that per se. But, I mean, any potion left behind is a potion that you can't use. Ever. So...
One question on one of these things that Braxton's got.
Mm-hmm.
There's something called Oil of Sleepiness. that makes people go to sleep. Is there
They smell
any?
you.
Do you coat that on your body and it doesn't make you fall asleep?
Yeah,
It makes
it's like
other
a
people
perfume.
fall asleep?
Do you have a description of that?
Just a pale orange oil that smells of poppies
All right, hold
in
on
a
a second.
small obsidian bottle carved like a cat. Oil
So I
that
got
makes
the
people
oil.
fall asleep when they come close. Multiple uses, but I don't have how many.
You won't know until you start using it. How many uses? And that's
Right.
essentially that's an aromatic oil. You put it on, people smell it, and it has the effect.
Right, but that means if anyone's surrounded by their friends, it will make them feel tired as well. So maybe that's something that's no good for Braxon. Maybe it's better for someone who's invisible, who's off scouting.
Well, no, anyone that's getting into melee with you is going to smell you.
Yeah, but if other
They'll
people
just-
are fighting around me, they get sleepy as well.
Just make sure it's the elves that are near you.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it makes a lot more sense for someone who's going into melee to use this, flat out,
Right.
because they have to be able to. People have to be able to smell it to be affected.
There is an argument that if Lever or Solas are there, anyone sneaking up and trying to potentially backstab would have to roll against sleep.
Yes. Yes. And also Ockar if he wants to try and take on
But
Red Mules.
but again, so here's the thing. Decide for yourself whether you're bringing it down or not.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
ask other people if they want you to bring it down. There's a couple of items like the lantern that's if someone has specifically indicated that they might be interested, that's different. But I don't really want to have the rest of the session tied up with everyone going through their
No, that's
items
cool.
and
That's
talking
cool.
about it. So
No, that's cool. The only thing is I'm saying is Braxon specifically isn't bringing the lantern, but he's offering it to Ockar.
yeah, and that's a big item, and I'm fine retconning that. But
Yeah.
otherwise, potions either
Yeah.
choose to take it or not, or don't take it.
Yeah. Okay, he'll take the potions down. He can always leave them on our ship if he changes his mind. I don't think we'll. Yeah. What sort of damage do these dragons do? Is it electricity or heat?
Acid for the blacks
Acid.
were potentially fighting.
Right.
Acid for the black and chlorine gas
Potentially,
for
yeah,
the green.
What we have like almost no protection against.
Sorry, both of you two were talking at the same time. What was the other
Acid
type
for
of
the,
dragon?
acid for the black and chlorine gas for the green.
Right. Okay. Braxon won't bring any of his scrolls in. Okay. Thanks. Just a bag of potions.
I mean, if you have scrolls that protect against effects, they might still be useful against spells.
Yeah, you get a spell cast on you. You don't know
Yeah,
it's pot luck.
I suppose scrolls don't weigh much, do they?
No, they're like 0
No, not really.
They can
I
be
have,
dispelled if they're not covered.
I have a scroll of protection from paralysis and a scroll of protection from illusion. If you think that would be
Don't
useful.
you have the ring of reaction?
True. Does anybody else want the potion of paralysis? The scroll versus paralysis?
Probably Braxon. He's a fighter.
Okay.
It
Just
makes sense, I assume. Sorry.
let people
Yeah.
speak up if they are interested in something, rather than suggest other people get
Isn't
it.
the ring of reaction Braxon's?
No, he wanted it.
Yeah. It's
So you gave it to Ockar.
He won when it was eventually divvied
Yeah.
up.
yeah.
So Braxon can age again.
Does anybody want the scroll of paralysis? Protection from paralysis?
Old wants us to work that out in between sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, decide what you're taking down in between
Yeah.
sessions, so that you can make sure that you got your weight calculated.
Yeah, I think it's just camping supplies. I mean, I'm going to have to take my camping tent. Someone's taking the open kind tent.
The only other thing I'd say is Braxon's got these steel gauntlets that make it possible to fight with a lance. and you say you've got a lance. So are we going to combine the two so that if the dragon turns up, someone can try to lance it?
I'll hand you my lance.
Well, the thing is that you can ride Behemoth, and you can make Behemoth fly.
But I have the gauntlets that help with me using an axe. I mean, we could trade gauntlets if you want.
We could train. I can wear my gauntlets, yeah, and then you could take your lance, and we could trade gauntlets if we want to do that.
Because you got your stick of many buttons has a battle axe mode, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It might be better if we trade gauntlets before the fight.
Yeah.
In case. I'll be using my sword for the most part anyway. I'm just having the axe there as a backup weapon.
Yeah.
I guess I'll be taking... I also plan to bring the long spear and the... I guess I'm also taking the lance. That's a lot of weapons I'm going to have to carry. Two of them pretty big.
Can your lance be tied onto Behemoth so that Behemoth carries it?
That's going to be very
Ockar,
difficult for him to move around.
Is that possible?
I'll let you do it. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll have the lance attached to Behemoth.
That's going to be a sight.
Well, no, it's just like having a sword on the side of a horse.
Meanwhile, I'll be carrying the long spear, my battle axe, my long sword, and my crossbow.
Keep in mind with the long spear, you can't really stow that, so that is going to be my assumption that that's what you're going to be using in an initial combat situation. You'll have to drop it and draw your sword or your axe if you want to switch over to them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, so I'll let you guys decide on specifics. Make sure that you're calculating your weight in between sessions. And you head down on the hilt, and you're taking down the 6 knights from the Star Knights and Priasant and her 5 companions as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be 6 of you, 6 with Priasant, 6 knights, and Behemoth.
Do we want?
Sorry,
yeah.
Multiple people started talking and then stopped.
Yeah.
Lafdul.
I was just joking, saying Antean.
Yes. Braxon.
Do we want to take any of our fighters? I think the gift would be too good.
We leave the fighters
on the ship.
On the ship.
Yeah, we're leaving the general crew back on the ship. We're taking the main fighters from each crew down because we are typically the strongest.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just saying that before we go.
And the dwarves are on the ship, so...
Ockar should find out how much stronger he is and how much more.
Yes, right. Strength and Cat's Grace were put on you, so give me a 1d8 and 1d6 there, Ockar.
And what about Wild Surge?
No Wild Surges, I rolled.
Okay.
Oh, no need to use Braxon's clothes as a spell ingredient.
Okay.
Alright, the 6 probably maxes you out at 19 dexterity.
Okay.
And you get 5 steps of strength.
Okay, my strength is normally 16, so...
So 17, 18, 18, 10, 18, 20, 18, 30.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah, once you pass 18, it's 10% per number.
I think the highest I can get to with the D8 is 1870?
1860, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because 18 itself is a step.
Right.
All right, so with that, you guys board the...
We forgot something.
Speak up now. Speak up now.
Cinnamon had taken his new pet.
Oh, yes, he's got... What was it, a hawk?
That's eagle.
No, it's a hawk.
No, actually, is it a hawk?
Yeah, it's a hawk. I mean, I'm going to assume that you're taking the hawk, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a friend, not a actual animal companion, so it's free to do what it wants, but...
Just didn't want to being, well,
It's not pet, it's an animal companion, there's a big distinction.
I'd actually forgotten about it, too. So,
Yeah, that's what I was bringing out. It's in case it flew off one day.
all right.
Most
So,
likely it's going to flew off one day.
so you land in the swamp near the Giants Village.
Braxon, when we're going down, Braxon will be looking through the spyglass to see if he can see any movement.
Mm-hmm. Give me a wisdom check, please.
Okay. Yeah. Can I roll this off the sheet, or is that worse?
Just roll a d20.
Okay.
Is this going to be like a new day and we're going to get a day's worth of marching? Aren't we?
Yeah, you're going to start at the beginning of the day.
How long have I been doing D20? Roll
It's just
20.
a typo.
Yeah. 18.
All right. You don't notice anything of note.
Yeah, wisdom check. Is your head on today?
I did not take.
I mean, keep in mind that a failure doesn't mean that there is something there. It just means that
No,
if
that's
there is
cool.
something there, you didn't notice it.
That's cool.
Okay.
So you spend a little bit of time at the giant village getting ready. They will give everyone. I think, did I say 1 week or did I say, or do you remember, Solas? 1 week of rations?
I don't remember exactly. You said that
Don't
it's
we-
week's trip to the mountain
Yeah.
and another week back.
See, maybe both weeks.
All right, then yeah. They'll give everyone 2 weeks worth of rations.
It goes in my pouch easy enough. Well, 2 pouches.
5 days of rations?
14 days
weeks.
of rations.
14 days. Sorry.
But is it 7 days on this planet?
You could also bring down rations from our ship.
You could do that, and I will definitely let you do that.
Probably a good idea.
Move everyone out over there.
I mean, I've got my own rations plus what I'm being given, which is like I've now got like 25 days worth of rations.
Better have too many than not enough.
I can also create food and water, and we can always hunt as well.
I think we're in a good position. We got a pretty sizable crew on our side.
You are also introduced to the giants who will be guiding you. There is a Cuddy Hunter Clan, Aggie Warrior Clan, and Inley Tracker Clan. They have various skills. They are highly respected among the giants for their skills in the woods. They all have multiple spears for use in throwing, and clubs as well. Before you set out, they'll ask you if there's anything else that you need, anything that you need to do before you leave, anything that you want to pick up.
We would have handed them over the works.
Yeah.
I think that's what we were.
Metals.
I was
Yeah.
trying to remember which one it was. If it was the
Yeah,
unmarked
handed
or
over
the
those
marked.
materials and stuff over to where we needed to.
Just to remind me, how heavy is 1 day's ration?
You carry them in your transmutation, can you? Or not?
I haven't tested if I can use the
Oh.
food,
do you
so
know what?
I'm not willing to risk it.
I need a hand with...
Unless you give me 1 day's ration to test it.
I need a hand with weights, but I can do that outside the game.
Yeah.
And Braxon will be happy to carry some stuff for other people if he's going light. Assuming I can work out my weight.
Give me just a second. I have the amount right here. I just need to look for it.
I know I've got a water skin and 10 days worth of rations in 1 pouch. I know that much.
Braxon has a chat with Ockar on the way down and says, do you think it's worth us swapping gauntlets now for the duration, or you hang on to your gauntlets because it'll help you fight with the axe, and we swap over if we just think there's an opportunity where you'd want to ride on the Behemoth.
It's gonna be difficult to swap on the fly. I think if we're gonna swap, we should do it either right before the battle or even before that, just so that we already have it ready.
Yeah.
Don't you both normally fight with swords?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Braxton's actually trained with axes too, I think.
Yeah.
No, not yet. Not yet.
You're not?
Well, either way, I think if I get into a melee fight, I'm either going to be using the long spear or my sword.
Yeah.
The axe is just like the desperation weapon.
You're not allowed to use 2 weapons.
Sorry, yeah. Braxon is proficient with battle axe.
Yeah, and you're more likely to get into a fight with a battle axe because of your sticks. I'm like, I think it would be more useful for you. Well, I would have the lance as a backup in case I need to engage the dragon with Behemoth.
Yeah.
Rations are 1 pound per day.
Someone is going to have to carry my food.
I can cast light and load on people's equipment because for at least 7 or 8 hours.
Braxon's quite strong, so Braxon can carry some food.
I can. I have to do some calculations over the week, but I might be able to have some space.
Yeah.
How many hours are we going to be traveling? Because that would have dictated whether I take 2 light and loads or 1.
How long can you
do?
We were traveling. The day is slightly
7
longer.
hours.
The day is slightly longer here than
7 hours per casting. So if I took 2, that would be 14.
You want to.
I have cast the.
Yeah, so we can definitely do 14 hours.
Yeah, of course we need to think about our companions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus it'll lighten their equipment by half as well. So we should all be at 12. Our move speed with light and loads.
I'm most trained with but yeah, I think we should swap our gauntlets now, so it doesn't become an issue later.
Okay. Yeah, we'll sort that out after the game.
Yeah, and make sure you're letting me know in combat situations where it might come into play.
Yeah. I'm going to be mainly focusing with the sword and the long spear unless I need to use something else.
Okay.
I don't want to...
Actually, Leva has deep pockets, and she takes the garment with her, and so people who want to put their stuff into the pockets, they can do that. It is... I forget... The things will be a tenth of the way. Each pocket can.
I mean, you have your bag of holding too.
The duration is 12 hours plus 1 hour level.
Can't you carry like 500 pounds in your bag of holding?
Yes. I mean, they can put it in the bag. It's just that Leva can offer the deep pockets for other people too. It's just one garment.
Since you had so many days worth of food, give me some to test with the bag of transmutation. If it's safe to put those, then I would have no problems.
I suppose I'll give him a day's worth of Hidaku rations.
I actually forgot how many pockets I put into that garment. That was a long time ago, but I don't think it was just 10 pockets.
Let's talk after the game then.
Okay.
And keep in mind that you will want to always have one uncast because you'll want to be casting it before it expires.
That's true.
To keep extending it because
I'm quite happy to have it not cast overnight.
Well, but that means that you're taking everything out every day, every night, and then putting everything back in the next day.
Yeah. Okay.
The day here is 27 hours, so keep that in mind, and you've got a minimum of 15 hours. So basically, that's with the worst level variation that you could get.
Oh.
If you wait longer, you're risking it failing, and I don't remember what happens. Does everything just pop out of you, or does everything disappear into the astral plane?
It just pops out.
Okay, so basically, you could be walking along and suddenly there's an explosion of items around you.
All the material suddenly appears around the wearer and immediately falls to the ground.
Yeah.
All
I
our
don't think
figures
something
in the
for
swamp.
Braxon, actually. You know, all of a sudden the no, okay.
Sounds terrible.
So that's the thing is like you would probably want to start, casting 2 of those every day just to make sure that doesn't happen because that means that you're stopping and picking all that stuff up, casting the spell again, and just delaying your travel time.
Yeah.
In some ways, the question is, do we need it?
Yeah. How much stuff's
not,
going
then...
in your pocket?
Well, you got the bag of holding. That's the thing.
Yeah, the bag of holding should be fine.
The pockets hold a total of £100.
We don't have that bag.
And each of those £100 weighs £10.
We don't bag of holding, so we should be okay with those.
Okay.
And we don't have that bag of devouring anymore, do we?
Okay, Solas is using it as his.
I don't have a bag of devouring. I have a bag of transformation that I use to carry things that don't get transformed in it.
Oh,
yeah,
right. That's
no
what it is.
No metal and no gems, I think.
Yeah, no ones or potions.
Unless they're made out of lead or something.
Okay.
Yeah, a wand that's made entirely out of wood is fine.
Yeah.
I will say also that your experimentation with food, it transmutes into extremely bland. It's still going to serve you, but any food you put in there gets turned into extremely bland, not tasty.
Oh, so it transmutes everything into the lowest quality form of its category.
Generally. It doesn't do that with wood.
Oh god, the Wander meals have returned.
So...
Yeah,
I hate those in Pathfinder. They're disgusting.
That's where we can put Solas's ration so you can't carry.
Hey Solas, I offer you.
All your
I
mead.
offer you my deep pockets.
All your lovely mead is now horrible gutter water.
No, it's not.
It's not gutter mead with me.
It's not gutter water. It's vinegar.
Oh.
No, actually, it does turn the liquids into just normal water. Not like pure water or anything like that, but just normal water.
Drinking water?
It's drinkable. It's drinkable.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Basically normal river water or such.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could turn a substance into something you can drink.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
I think it didn't do that when I had it.
Well, it's just general like I'm pretty sure I had it turn some liquids into water.
Yeah, some potions we put in there. God.
Either that or you didn't try it.
Leva lost most of her wands that way.
Yeah.
Scrolls as well.
No.
Scrolls are fine.
No.
Paper is fine.
Oh, yeah.
Everything doesn't become
What about
anything
parchment?
else.
Parchment's fine too. Papyrus is fine.
That's fine.
Basically, written stuff is fine unless there's some metal or gems in it.
I'd see what happens when you put leather in there then, if parchment's fine.
Leather's fine too.
Leva lost everything with a gem on top once.
Yeah.
She's still angry about that. Anyway.
All right. So, is there anything else that you want from the Giants Village? Any last minute supplies or resources that they can supply with you?
Rope on each of us. I mean, I'm carrying rope, but other people carrying rope. Oh, I took my. Well,
I'll have rope.
I took my grappling arrows with me. They're disassembled at the moment, so I have to assemble.
I'm taking all of my magic crossbow bolts with me.
Okay.
Is Braxon going to take his magic rope?
I'm taking my full helm with me, not to hide who I am, but to protect my head from critical hits.
Just write Ockar on the front of it, so people know who you are.
I'll just move you guys over here. You can decide exactly how you want to move next time. But you are expecting to have about a day's worth of travel through swampy terrain, and then it's going to dry out a bit into just normal jungle.
Oh, did we get a weather prediction from Finn? I think he said during the meetup he was going to cast that, but I don't know if he's cast it in game yet.
Did you want to cast it here on the ground, Finn?
I think I'm going to wait till we're a little closer to the base.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. But I should actually roll to see what the weather's going to be like. Give me a second.
And or the way I need to figure out what one spell do I want to take with me that might be useful here.
I mean, remember, you can change it out every day, so...
I know.
But yeah, you should have already decided for today, so whatever you have...
I did. I
okay.
had command.
Okay. Give me a second. Let's see.
I'm just trying to think about what I want for the day of the battle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
I would have cast one lightning load as we start traveling.
Okay.
So should
yeah,
be half their weight.
It's blowing. The wind is blowing really strong, so it ended up taking you longer to get down. It may rain later. You're not sure, but the wind is blowing strong early on. It's lessened when you're down in the trees, but certainly up in the air, up in the sky. That's a bigger deal. All right, so you watch as as the hilt takes off and heads back up into wild space, and you set out with the 3 giants and the 2 other adventuring companies into the jungle. When we come back next time, yeah,
we're finally doing it, people. We're finally doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only took like an entire session just to
Cheer,
go up
audience.
and go down.
Cheer.
Don't ask for cheers.
I will
We've
admit,
had 250 cheers already.
I will admit that I thought that it would only take you until the break to start moving into the jungle, but
you underestimated.
So did I.
yeah,
I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Oh, look, you got 100 cheers.
I do tend to overestimate your your ability to move quickly.
Oh man, I'm hurt. I'm actually hurt.
That's why we're trying to do these external.
And I
meetups,
did
but
see
they
your
don't-
comment about the dragon, Braxon. I did see that. I saw you delete it too.
I'm saying nothing.
For the viewers out there, he commented in private chat that I seem to really be pushing for that.
Yeah,
We were.
we all kind of said that to ourselves.
And do you
Yeah.
guys want to know why?
Because it's in the plot.
It's plot.
No, it's not the plot. Number one, I thought it'd be really cool for you guys to try to negotiate with the dragon. I thought the viewers would like it.
Stressful.
Yes. No, it wouldn't have been stressful.
And two,
It is for me.
kind of thought that you might jump at the chance of letting the dragon take the brunt of another dragon's attack. But hey, who am I to say?
Yeah.
Well,
Never
I should-
agreed with you, but the others, I never think they're all cowards.
No. We want the glory
2 hours
of
later.
facing the dragon without needing any help this time. Because
Oh,
Lever
boy.
What he thinks. Lever thinks her own thing, like you think your own thing.
All right.
Laugh, it's a game.
So yeah, I do want to say that once the decision is done, like once the vote has happened, let's not
Yeah.
have any sort of like recriminations or anything like that. Anyway,
Well-
when we and the other thing is like I have already rolled for random encounters for the trip. I'd rolled it days ago, actually weeks ago I should say. So that stuff has already happened unless you decide to like if you change things up. Like this is all assuming things are going to continue as is. I've rolled up random encounters, so I don't change things up like that just because you guys have said, oh, we don't want to do a thing, or we want to do a thing. I don't base the random encounters on that. It's random. So
It's already but you've already pre-roll.
I think we will be fine with the posse we got.
Well, I've got my Cleric campsite and Circle of Privacy spells, so I'm going to try to produce encounters when we sleep.
We shall see.
We're like in a Western movie. We're riding off of our posse to go deal with the outlaws.
So when we come back next week, the party will begin their trek through the jungle, dealing with encounters as they happen, hoping to not get their faces chewed off by the various crocodiles and scorpions and other miscellaneous monsters of the jungle. But that will all be next time. I want to thank you guys for playing.
Is there XP?
And for endurance.
Oh, I guess there's XP. I did forget. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, no, well, if it's everyone is interrupting you, and I was about to say to people, stop interrupting all, because he might forget to give us XP.
Yeah.
We might all level up.
No, Lafdul's really close to leveling.
He might give us so much XP from our excellent planning that we all go up
minus XP.
70,000 XP. Yes, that will be the day.
1,000 XP each.
Oh, that was
1,000. That's better than last week.
1,000.
How much did you get last week?
Last week we got 800.
Wow.
Last week there was also a fight, and this was not a fight. This was a planning.
Yeah.
So,
this is a fight with words.
Yeah, exactly. A fight with words.
It's the fighting words.
That sound like fighting words.
Fighting against the dungeon master's real strong desire for something to happen.
Only 69,000 left.
Only? Oh, down below 7,000. 70,000, I should say. That's fantastic.
Only a bit over 2,000 for my mage, so about 4,000 XP.
Okay, note to self, give less XP in the future. All right.
Yeah, I'm like 3.2 for my thief.
Now I see why you don't want to negotiate with the dragon. You want to kill the dragon, get its XP, so you can level up. I see how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for playing, everyone. I really do appreciate it. And thank you, everyone out there, for watching. It has been a lot of fun. We will be back next week. Maybe with player death, maybe not. We'll see.
Wait, what?
I mean, there's monsters in the jungle.
You carry the stone again, I swear.
I love that wall.
There's monsters in the jungle, and Ockar might have to roll a system shock again.
Somebody needs to make a clip of that wall.
I mean, there's always a chance your characters could die, so you know.
Yeah, and just think how much fun we can have making new characters that are annoying. We could all be Kenders.
I actually wanted to roll up a fighter mage minotaur.
Just think how much fun we will have if Ockar will have to roll another system shock next time.
Yeah. Like, just think, if you die, you can come back as Kender.
No.
How cool would that be?
No, I'm not playing a Kender.
He wants to be a paladin.
Yeah.
No, if I die and I don't have a way to come back as Ockar, I'll make a bard.
Anyway, thank you all for playing. Thanks everyone out there for watching. We'll be back next week. See you then.
Thanks for the game. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Take care.
Thanks for the cheers.